So, you've climbed the career ladder, reached the executive suite, and achieved the financial stability you always thought you wanted. But at some point or another, you've probably heard yourself asking, is this all there is? Am I working to live, or am I just living to work? Maybe you've thought about making a career pivot or starting your own business to regain control of your time. But then the stakes kick in. Stepping away from a secure paycheck to dive into the unknown is terrifying. You worry about risk and whether you can actually afford to prioritize your freedom over your career. This was exactly the scenario I faced, as well as our guest today, Leslie Hocker. Leslie became one of the youngest female executives in the petroleum industry. Yet despite her corporate success, she realized she was coming home in the dark, working weekends, and missing out on life. To change her path, she took a calculated leap and pioneered Houston's very first Pilates studio in the mid-1980s. Today, Leslie, alongside her husband, helps purpose-driven entrepreneurs build legacy businesses they are truly proud of. Leslie joins us to share how she reframed her financial mindset to unlock a life focused on memories over material wealth. If you are navigating a major life transition or simply trying to figure out how to fund your next chapter with integrity and peace of mind, this conversation is for you.
Welcome to Making Change with Your Money, a podcast that highlights the stories and strategies of women who experienced a big life transition and overcame challenges as they redefined financial success for themselves. Now here's your host, certified financial planner, Laura Rotter.
So welcome, Leslie, to the Making Change with Your Money podcast.
Thank you so much, Laura. I'm excited to be here.
So let's see where the conversation takes us. I'm going to start, as I always do, with the question, Leslie, what was money like in your family growing up?
That's interesting. And so I am the oldest of 5 children.
Wow.
There was always someone to get in trouble with. We were all about 2 years apart. The last was 3. My father was the petroleum engineer, so very successful. However, with 5 children, that's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
And so we lived, the area that we lived in had, I had an amazing childhood, but we used to, one of the things that my parents said to us when we would ask for things is we chose to be rich in children.
Oh, I love that.
And my mother, when we would be driving through the neighborhood and I grew up in a very nice house, 2-story house, 5 children. You got to have a big house. So we moved to that house, I think, when I was 5 or 6. And we would drive through the neighborhood and she would point out this mansion and share with us the sad story. And so I was raised with money doesn't buy happiness. And we chose to be rich in children. So when we would ask for things, it was, we chose to be rich in children. And, when I'm talking with people on mindset and personal growth and how you talk to yourself, and when you say, I don't have the money to do that, I always coach people, let's change the way you're talking to yourself and say, I choose to spend my money on other things. And it's interesting, I hadn't thought about that, but I love that my parents' focus was we chose to be rich in children. So that was the money mindset. And I always felt like I had enough, but if I wanted something extra, I started working when I was 14 at the swimming pool. I was a lifeguard and a swimmer. Well, I was already a swimmer, and at 14, so I started working in the summers. And that was because my parents said, if you want this, you want that, you need to earn it. And Laura, the my husband always laughs because my badge is I have a lot of nice clothes. I love clothes, but paying full price for those clothes is just, not something I generally do. And it all comes from, isn't it interesting? It all comes from one Easter. I had to have this yellow dress with trim. And the store was called Clark's, I think. So my mother takes me shopping. I had to have it. It was $10. So I'm kind
Wow.
of dating myself. The day and I wore it to church and it was amazing. And the day after, it was it was on sale for $5. And I don't know how old I must have been 15 or so. I was so upset. And my mother's like, well, you didn't want to wait. You had to have it. So uh, probably shaped me very rarely paying full price. Not if there's something I want, I won't deny myself. But it's those lessons learned. So yes, so I grew up in a house where my mother always said, we chose to be rich children. Why don't we have that? Why don't we have this? Why did we not have a nicer car? What we chose to be rich children.
There's so many things that truly stuck with you, Leslie. I mean, thanks so much for sharing that story about the dress. I mean, you were young, and yet that lesson has stayed with you. And the mindset work you just talked about so resonates with me of watching what you say and how you speak about things because yes, many of us are privileged enough that we could actually purchase, I don't know, the extravagant handbag or expensive car, and we choose not to. And most of us will say, I can't afford that. It's just the
Yes.
way we're wired. So.
And it's interesting too because I work in a field as a affiliate marketer where a lot of people flash cars and various different things. And I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, someone asked me, why are you driving around in that? Maybe it was 20 years ago. It was a Honda. Why are you not driving a Cadillac? Why are you driving that Honda? Those were the cars then.
Yeah.
Um, and I said, well, I'm just choosing not to drive around in my net worth.
I love that.
And a lot of people do. So there's a great book I would recommend. I read it years ago. I don't know if it's still in print. It's called The Millionaire Next Door.
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great book. And so it's really just, I think, depends on your philosophy and perspective. I do drive a luxury car now, but part of that's because I it's paid for in I'm an affiliate for a company and they pay for it, so why not?
So Leslie, you alluded a bit to what you're doing now. This podcast is for women who are in a life transition and navigating it. And so I'd love if you would share with our listeners. I know you've been through a few, the life transition that really brought you to where you are today and how you came through the other side and what was that defining event for you?
Oh, so were you talking about how I transitioned out of corporate America into being an entrepreneur? Is that,
Is that what resonates with you?
yeah? Um, I think really, um, if you continue to work on yourself and pursue, I know people always talk about pursuing your passion, but I would say more pursue things that interest you. And then if it's something that you feel like others could benefit from, that's really how I've approached it. So when I got to the executive level in corporate America, and I realized I had no time for my family, had no time to travel, which I love to travel. I just said, well, I need to start a business, which was not very well thought out.
And can you give us context? Like, how old were you when?
It's
No.
not late. So I came out of university, out of college, and was like the fifth or sixth female to get the degree that I have. And the timing was good. Timing in business is everything. They don't teach you that in business school, but that really is key. And I went far fast because the price of oil went high and I was in exploration and I got override on every deal I put together. So I get to the executive level and I didn't, at least I was smart enough. It wasn't that I didn't just quit. Uh, I
And what were
made
you
it.
doing? So you were in the petroleum industry,
I was
similar
in the petroleum
to
industry. I
Bob.
was in the exploration side. And what that means is there's a lot that goes into purchasing. I managed brokers that purchased leases from people in the area and then worked with other companies to put an area together to get a well drilled. And it was
Hmm.
exciting. It was loads of fun. I mean, it was high level negotiation, millions of dollars. I always used to laugh. I can manage, multi-million dollar budget, but I could manage my own checkbook. Figured it out eventually.
I'm sure
But,
you did.
you know, um, as a young woman, they don't teach you how to manage a checkbook in college, university. So it was like, uh, but I literally looked around one day and said, I'm in the dark. I'm coming home in the dark. I'm working weekends, and this is fun now. It's exciting. It's fun. It was, uh, but I don't want to do this 20, 30 years from now. I don't. So I need to start a business. And I always laugh because in business school, they teach you how to work for someone else, not for yourself, not how to evaluate a business. I know you know this with your own experience. And so I literally because I was an athlete and was still pursuing being in, and still do to this day, pursue being in good shape so I could do more things. I mean, that's what it's motivated by, so I can travel, so I can experience life. And I had found Pilates through the Houston Ballet. They had a studio they opened to the public. And it helped. So as a swimmer, so I mean, I I had a 16-inch neck when I graduated.
Wow.
It's like I wore, thank God that the style then was suits. We were all like little
Yes.
men.
Yes, we were.
So I could wear, I wore literally a 14 jacket and a 10 skirt because if I wore a dress, it looked like a tent on me.
Oh, so you were so broad-shouldered
Yeah,
from,
I was so broad shoulder, and I still, for small framed as I am, I still have that a little bit of shape. My brother told me one time, one of my brothers, I'm two, you look like you have fat shoulders. I'm like, thanks. So I worked there's no such thing. It was all
yeah.
muscle.
And I remember I was a runner when I was younger and going to a tailor to get something shortened, and he said, "You have fat calves." I'm like, I do not have fat calves. I have
You
muscular.
have muscle. Wow.
Same
Really?
idea, right? Women are supposed to be thin and
Well, my brother knew what it was. He was just picking on me,
yes.
younger brother. So it helped me lean back up to more normal frame. And so when they closed it to the public, I thought, well, everybody needs this. I'm going to open a Pilates studio. So that's how I ended up opening the first Pilates studio in Houston, while I was still working full
Well,
time on my job. And everybody, it's so funny, Laura, because people will say to me, oh, that's amazing. Like, no, it wasn't. It was the mid 80s. No one had heard of Pilates. So, it's timing in business is like location and real estate. But that's what I eventually ended up turning it into an exercise studio for well.
interesting. So while you were still working, I don't know if you considered yourself a petroleum engineer. You were,
No, I was called a petroleum landman, which is short for land management. And if you see the series on Netflix, that is not at all what a landman does. My family, so my dad was a petroleum engineer, and one of my sisters, a petroleum geologist, and we
Interesting.
laugh about that show. I mean, it may be good entertainment, but it is not reality.
So you were a landman, and those skills I would assume is, well, actually, I don't want to assume anything. What skills did you bring to that role, and were they transferable to this business that you started? Well,
That's a good question. It's really probably being able to work on multiple. So, like one time, somebody came in my office and like, "Hey, deals." We call them deals, which would be working towards getting a well drilled. How many deals are you working on? Like, I don't know. I'm a lot. Let me count. It's like 30 something. I went, "Oh, that's depressing." So, probably the skills that I brought were just figuring it out, perseverance, finding a way, always failing forward. Probably the skills were learning how I started in personal growth when I was in the petroleum industry because I had, I don't know, 30 plus men working for me and I was young. And so I realized I need to learn about people, I need to learn about myself, and it started a lifelong journey of personal growth. And really, truthfully, in business, one of the things I learned many years later, after I'd left the petroleum industry, is your business will never be any bigger than you are. You do have to keep working on yourself. You do,
mm,
and you do have to keep improving the skills. But what's interesting is the skills that actually ended up, I probably around the age of 25 was when I said to myself, because I left swimming behind. It's like, I'm done. I'm done swimming 10 miles a day. Don't want to ever see a swimming pool again. Like people would ask me, you want to go to the pool? I'm like, what do you do at a pool besides swim laps?
you're
I do
probably
love the
not
beach.
unique in that as a high school athlete. A lot of people are like, okay, done.
Yeah. So I do love the beach. But what the skills that I brought from that, one day I thought, you know, all the goal setting, setting personal goals, uh, making a plan for the year, what what events I was going to participate in, uh, all of that. One day and when I was still working in the oil industry, I went, oh, those are a lot of good. I need to bring those skills forward. So I actually brought the skills forward and then into business of making a plan, setting goals, com- competing against yourself,
Mm,
uh, just like track, that sport, swimming, same thing. You're competing against the clock. It is it's a team sport when it came to relays and overall scores for swimming, but it was an individual sport because you won if you beat your best. Even if you got beat, you could be last, but if you beat your best, you won. And so that's part of when I'm working with people. I work to help them Be your best. Be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. So,
It's a great, great lesson, great sort of mantra, if you will. Beat your best. You're not in competition with others, but always seeking to better yourself. Leslie, were there any money curveballs you dealt with as you transitioned from corporate to entrepreneurship or
oh, one of the things you learn as an entrepreneur is there's no stopping at zero. You can go way past zero.
you mean into negative? Yes. Yeah.
That probably a lot. I never thought of it. I was like, oh, yeah. So I I do have a high risk tolerance, is what I've learned, and I think as I've gotten older and people have asked me to do various different things, I've realized that unless I have the time to actually, unless it's an interest, and I actually have the time to do some research, I probably shouldn't be investing or spending my time there.
Mm.
Um,
That
and
great
so
lesson of learning to say no, which
it's tough.
especially for women is very hard. Like, oh,
It
they need
is.
my help.
Yes. And you know what's interesting about that? It took me a lot longer to learn that about money versus, so when I work with people, I work with a team of people, coaching them in affiliate marketing. And I learned this from my mentor, Paul Meyer, who was a multi-billionaire, started from nothing. And he taught us to work with the strong and make them stronger. And then we love the rest. So when you work with the strong and make them stronger, you're saying no to all the people that are trying to drag you off on another path. So yeah. And one day, one of my uh, assistant, she told me, she goes, you just have to learn how to say no to people. I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, you try to please and help everyone, and it's then you can help no one. So it was very interesting that someone from the outside could see that when I think I'm doing such a great job helping everyone. So I've learned to be more judicious with my time and my money. So I've made a lot, I've lost a lot, made a lot. I think the lifespan now, people should be living to 120 to 140. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm only halfway through. We need to make some more money.
It's very true. We are, I mean, that's why women like us can continue to reinvent because to the extent that we have our health, which of course, as you get older, is as much luck as it is continual practice to stay healthy, we have so much creative lifespan ahead of us
Yes.
to continue to reinvent.
And actually, I was asked yesterday by someone that, or Sunday, I think, it, she was asking in her 50s, asking about, am I too old? Is there too, like, do you realize how many people? I mean, there's the actual research now shows your most productive years are like 60 plus, 60 to 80. How many people started successful businesses in their 60s and 70s? So just got to go find examples of people and then know that if they did it, you could do it.
Exactly. So, Leslie, can you share with us what it is that you're doing now that you'd like our listeners to know about? And since you talked about learning not to try to work with everyone, who do you enjoy working with? Who do you do your best work with?
My part of my mission is to empower people to have more choices in life. And I
Hmm.
say that because that was where I started. I wanted more choices in life. I wanted more time. I wanted to travel. I wanted to make a difference. Uh, and once I gave myself that, then I realized I can give this gift to other people. So part of my mission is to empower women, families to make an extra $1,000 a month into their household with whatever it is they're doing, busy life. And that helps have money for vacations, for children, for sports, for whatever, better zip code. But I'm very excited because I feel like what I'm doing now is helping give women confidence, because I think all of us look in the mirror and see one thing we don't like about our skin, about you know, about the aging process. So my mother, Laura, always said, "I'm going to grow old gracefully."
Mm.
And she was blondie as well, and we used to laugh because uh, her friends, I think she hit in her 70s, her hair started getting silver, and she was laughing. She said, "All my friends want to know where I get my hair done," and she kept saying, "Mother Nature." No, really, tell me. I won't tell anyone, Mother Nature. So my mom was always all about growing old gracefully. So I have been the last 40 years clean
Leslie, if
skincare.
you could lean forward because every time you lean back, it breaks up.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. So you
And
were
let me
saying, so your new
saying
venture.
that I get excited when I'm thinking about my mom and just how much fun she was when she was laughing about her friends sharing that they would uh, want to know, what all of her secrets are. And really, it was clean eating, etc. But clean skincare. So I just helped a company that I've used their products for 14 years and shared them. And in May, they just launched a natural alternative to Botox and fillers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a topical elixir that it takes 30 seconds and you use it under your day cream or night cream. And it's like taking your face to the gym. It trains your skin to lift and fill and plump itself.
Mm.
And it builds collagen in the skin in clinical trials by over 1,200%, 1,233%. It's really crazy. And I love this because it's a solution for looking your best. And I know as women, for myself, when I look my best, I feel better. I perform better. It's just, I think, part of who we are as women. And so I love it because I there's a day and night cream that you could get to go with it. But these three things, I'm not wearing any foundation. And when I renewed my passport, they made me show up in person to prove I'd sent in a current photo. No one looks the same after 10 years, or actually probably looked a little bit younger. So they were sure I had sent in an old photo.
That's funny.
It was funny. I'm thinking, oh, I don't think it would be worth it. On your, I mean, no one sees your passport but the immigration officer, so who cares? But it was pretty funny. So I love empowering people to look their best and feel their best and have more energy so that you can do the things that you love and you can spend more time with family. And if you're like me, you like to travel, then you are able to have the energy to do those things. So, and also, uh, if people are interested in financial additional cash flow, financial assistance, then I'm always looking for people to help me get the word out, to share these amazing products.
So this is again, which it sounds like you've been doing for a while, an affiliate program.
Yes.
So how does that work exactly?
Well, it's a whopping $20 to get your business in a box and a website. It's amazing. But the key is having people to mentor you and train you. And so the way that it works is people choose on their own time, flexibility of spending maybe 5 to 10 hours a week and sharing products either in person or on social media. It's part of the gig economy with
And so
helping
how do
people.
you get paid and how do they get paid?
I get paid on products. So as a product is sold, as I share it with people, I have customers and they're interested in the products and they buy them. I get paid on the products. And then I get paid to also help other people learn how to be entrepreneurs. So that's really what I'm doing. And then whatever products that they share with people that they know, I call it share the love marketing. Just like I shared my Pilates studio because or the love of Pilates, but people thought it was kind of a weird deal. As they share products with people, I get a smaller percentage than they do
Hmm.
of the products that are sold. So uh, we actually did 100 million our first year with just one night cream
Wow.
because we disrupted the space because it works on young, old, men, women, doesn't matter your ethnicity, oily skin, dry skin. I think most women like me, I don't want to spend hours in the bathroom doing a multi-step system. And so I literally, Laura, have customers that have been ordering since 2011.
Mm.
And we've sold almost $3 billion worth of products. But uh, this newest, this newest future of filler, it's just a topical. It's the craziest thing ever. I've seen dramatic changes in just 6 weeks. And it's not that I'm I just want to look as young as I feel. That's really my motivation. I want to feel good in my skin. So that loss of volume that happens under the eyes and around the mouth, and that's why people go get Botox and fillers. And I've never done any of that. I've just, if you do that, this will help make the effects better. But if you're someone like me who's never wanted to inject toxins in my skin, then this is for you. That's all I'll say. I'm pretty excited about it because I've had literally hundreds of friends now that have had results. And in the third party clinical trials, 100% of people in 12 weeks saw visible results. 12 weeks.
So, Leslie, and I'll share with our listeners since I can see you. If you're not watching on YouTube, you look marvelous.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
I I always like to ask my guests, um, how has your definition of success shifted over the years? And if you could speak specifically to how your definition of financial success has shifted, that would be.
Um, my definition of success shifted probably 20 years ago when I realized that it's not all about the money, it's about uh, the memories you make. So I always talk about I work with people to help them be able to have more moments of joy, to be able to
Hmm.
create joyful memories. And so the financial aspect of it is that you're using the goal is creating joyful memories because you want to die with memories, right? I don't that sounds morbid.
No, but I know
Um,
what you mean. I totally
it's
do.
yes. So I took I when I first was in business for myself, and traveling multiple countries all over the place. And it was like, get up at dawn 100, as I call it, which is what we used to do when we swam 5:30 in the morning. Get up early, catch the plane, do work, come home. You know, now it's, oh, let's stay an extra day. Let's go in a day early. Let's go see things. Let's go do things. Who's who do I know in that area, or who do I want to meet, or what do I want to do? And so I like combine work and play together
Mm.
instead of it all being a work focused. And uh, as far as money goes, gosh, ask me the question again, because
How
I
your
think those
definition of
two are I
success?
think those two are tied together. So my definition of success is, we all have challenges, we all have issues. All as humans, we're all the same. The difference with having the money is it gives you different choices. So I can stay an extra day. I don't have to fly home on a Sunday. I can fly home on a Monday afternoon after the rush. So I really think definition of success is being able to live life as you choose with more choices. And again, I really have put a focus. Family is very important to me, so it's a focus on being able to make joyful memories, having the time and the money to do that.
I love that. I mean, Leslie, I read this book that I've been telling people the name says it all, which is Die with Zero.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I'm familiar with that.
right. The writer is younger than us, and he thinks we're already gone. But the implication that I really am taking to heart, I mean, I do travel a lot with my family and pay for weekends away, and it is in my head that I'd like to do a bucket trip list with, kind of trip with my family, which, is very scary. It's back to the beginning of our conversation of saying I can't afford it. I mean, I've chosen not to do, I guess what I'm researching is a safari with my family of 8, now that my 3 children each have significant others. And yet, I can afford it. I can write the check. And so, one step at a time. Okay, when could we do it? With what company? Just dipping my toe into the idea of actually using my money to create an amazing memory. And
It's true. It's true. It does. It is. It does reframe it, doesn't it? When you say, "Oh, I'm choosing not to do it now,"
right.
versus "I can't afford it." I really, how you talk to yourself financially, health wise, life wise, relationship wise is so important. And
Yes.
I do try to wake up every morning. I did it this morning, and something positive. So tip for listeners, don't watch the news in the morning or the evening. It's not a good way to start the day or end the day. If you got to do it in the middle.
Exactly. Agreed. So, Leslie, as we come to the end of our conversation, is there something that you want to make sure that you share? And I will put your website and other social media information in the show notes.
Okay, great. Just if you go to lesliehocker.com, you can connect with me. And yesterday I was cleaning up some stuff in my office, and I realized I did a live video, uh, very short, on Facebook. So you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, I kind of have a love-hate with Instagram. Mostly on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as well. But it was 4 tips to creating confidence. So I'm going to create a freebie for that. So if you connect with me at lesliehocker.com, then I'll make sure that I get that out to you. I really feel like it's simple, valuable tips to help you in your journey for health, for wealth, for life.
I love that. So nice to have gotten to know you through our conversation, Leslie.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed it too, Laura. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to Making Change with Your Money. Certified financial planner Laura Rotter specializes in helping people just like you organize, clarify, and invest their money in order to support a life of purpose and meaning. Go to www.trueabundanceadvisors.com/workbook for a free resource to help you on your journey. Disclaimer, please remember that the information shared by this podcast does not constitute accounting, legal, tax, investment, or financial advice. It's for information purposes only. You should seek appropriate professional advice for your specific information.